think we got away. To this day, Virtua Cop 2 still remains one of my favourite light gun games, and all the memories that it brought back for me when I was a small shit. And to this day, I still have my original copy of the game from all the way back then. Virtua Cop 2 is an on-rail arcade non-stop action shooter light gun game. What was originally an arcade title, then later ported onto the Sega Saturn. For the story, crime is running wild in Virtual City, and it's up to the three cops on the force to take back the streets and protect the innocent and kill every enemy in the game. You can play Virtua Cop 2 one or two players, or just use two light guns in the non-stop action on the screen. That actually sounds interesting to me now, saying that out loud. I've got to try that at some point. A lot of the gameplay from the original is improved upon on Virtua Cop 2, and I found it a bit more harder than Virtua Cop 1. Controls are simple and easy to get used to, however I felt like I was at a massive disadvantage using the controller over the light gun, where I could not move as fast enough from target to target, and that was on the max gun looseness for the controller. Yet when I used the light gun and played this game the way that it was meant to be played, the gameplay is just so much more fun. It overhauls the gameplay completely. It's just too bad that I don't have the equipment to record the light gun footage, so you've seen the controller setup here on the Saturn. But there's one thing what you can do with the controller is the rapid fire reload. That gun looks like you. The resemblance is uncanny. There's a ring around the enemies in time to when they will shoot you, and some enemies will be faster than the others, just to keep you on your toes a bit. The enemy AI is decent for the time and gets the job done. There are different guns what you can get hidden throughout these levels, and some are a one-time use, while others you can use them over and over again. Although, if you get hit once, you go back to your default gun no matter what. You can turn on weapon select in the option menu, what allows you to pause the game and change your weapons. Still, if you get hit once, you go back to your default weapon again. So, I always end up pausing the game, change my weapon back, and I got hit, then I did the same thing. It's a bit harsh like that. There are civilians what you got to watch out for. If you hit them, you lose a hit point of health, so I try to avoid hitting them as much as I possibly can. Sounds easy, right? Except these civilians, a lot of them are idiots. They just pop out at the worst fucking time while I was in the middle of a gunfight. These civilians are a pain in the arse and have no common sense, so you can't be trigger happy in this, even though everything's telling me to be trigger happy. The boss fights are a bit of a joke, but in a fun way. They're just a bit over the top, like this guy, he throws a van at me, and some of them have the classic evil laugh. Where's this cat come from? There are slight different gameplay modes, like play like PC1 with the point system in the corner. There are 3 stages to choose from: Big Chase, Save the Mayor, and Rail Line Shootout. Well, that's what I think what it's called. It don't really tell you until you start the stage, unless the campaign is called Beginning, Middle and Expert. And then there's the last boss fight on a different stage altogether. Each levels are split up into scenes, and at the end of the scene it shows you your overall score, and each level seems to be well crafted. There are branching paths for you to choose from at certain points of the level. Like one stage I went through this way this sign said, and I was surprised how different it was from this sign. It really added to the replay value for me. I think my favourite part of this game is the car chase and how I could completely blow up cars and the non-stop action. It kind of reminds me of the old RoboCop film. It's just missing the theme tune. For the graphics, they are good on a Saturn, and it does show what the Saturn was capable of with its 3D graphics at the time compared to the arcade version of this game. It looked really good. I thought the animations were good for the time. Cars get flat tyres, certain objects can be destroyed. There was times where I had to destroy every single bit of the environment because I had to. And it's the little pleasures like that what made it worthwhile for me. For the music, I found it above average, and some of it was quite catchy, to the point where it could make anything intent. For the characters, they're not really that memorable, and that includes the main characters of this game. You got Michael Hardley, the troublemaker on the force. Cliche. Then there's James Cole, because of the sunglasses I'm guessing, and Janet Marshall, the newbie. And I've got this from the instruction manual and gave you the very short version of it. Yeah. Apart from that, if I didn't have the manual, I wouldn't know anything about these characters. For the voice acting, it is really bad, to the point that I found it comical and hard to understand what they were saying, but I would not change it. In fact, I kinda liked it in the end.
I'll remember you started locked after I finish. Where are you looking? I'm over here, Stop.
How long the game is, I would say no more than 40 minutes, yet this game is meant to be played multiple times, and I found myself trying to beat my own score every time when I played this game. So in the end, I thought Virtua Cop 2 is a good game for its time, however it felt way too short and it left me wanting more of this game. So have you played Virtua Cop 2, what do you think of it? Leave it in the comments below. Until next game, I've got to get a new CRT TV.